everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. For those of you who have just found me, welcome aboard. For those of you who have been with me on this adventure, welcome back. So, this is Season 6, Episode 10, otherwise known as my 200th episode. That's right, 200 episodes that I've been bringing to you on my little corner of the internet. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll stay with me for the next couple hundred more. Alright, so happy Memorial Day, everyone. Want to get that out real quick. Also, we have a great Trash in the Hood. We have a new AI generated Zen Moment. Hopefully, we'll have something about the 200. We have our good gardening project and let you know how our gardening's going. So a little couple of steps back and then some steps forward, and then also some other projects that I've gotten done around the house that I think you'll enjoy. And then finally, we're going to wrap it up with our spirit time and a new section for that I'm going to start today, and hopefully I'll be doing for the next couple of shows, if not longer. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in and get to our Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood, weeks 145 and 146. Alright, so here I am, week 145, day 1, just chilling with my homies out there on the far range, getting ready to pick up some trash. Actually, it was about halfway down on our route, and so I thought I'd take a stop and take a quick photo. Looking pretty portly there. Alright, so here's the trash. So underneath is large pieces of cardboard, some heavy pieces of metal that we found, probably fell off of a car or something like that. Chip bags and vape boxes and a couple of mechanics rags, and then also a towel, some juice boxes, some beverage containers, lots of candy wrappers, and then our usual find of cigarette butts that we have a find. Now this this route, by the way, took us by a pharmacy, and so there, funny enough, there's a lot of cigarettes around there. So this is day 2 of week 145, and so a different route brought us different adventure and different trash. So there's some orange pieces of cardboard underneath. Actually, it's part of a folder. Lots of water bottles, lots of tissues and papers, weed whackers, string, more beverage containers, some styrofoam, lots of bits of tiny pieces of paper and plastic because I think the lawnmowing crew was out. And then our usual cigarette butts that you see there at the left. Always cigarette butts, just always interesting that I find so many of them. So here we are, week 146, day 2. Again, different route, different types of trash. So here's lots of paper and cardboard, beverage containers, lots of water bottles. It was hot out there. Some kind of Kong ball, tissue, lots of paper and plastic and metal, a key that I found. And then, of course, found a large amount of cigarettes this time. We were out on the main portion of the street. I believe it was 620, and we found a tremendous amount of cigarette butts, unfortunately. So then here we are, day 3, and as again, it's quite interesting the differences that we find. Some junk mail, water bottles, plastic bag. It looks like Amazon bags. Another vape box. Lots of plastic bits of cars. So that might tell you where we were. Beverage containers, and then interesting enough, there's only about 14, 15 cigarette butts that you find there. So neighborhood that doesn't smoke much, but yet will litter with everything else. And so now we move into our Saturday. Yes, this is day 6 for week 146. As you see, the normal amount of water bottles, I think it's coming from construction crews that just throw them off. A torn up tennis ball, some chip wrappers, a vape box, a cigarette box, and then the skeleton shell of a vape pen. A couple of street light reflectors, which I'll tell you a little bit about that after this, and then a good amount of cigarette butts. Always going to find the cigarette butts, which is really unfortunate. So we know it's pretty hot out there. It did rain this morning in this section of Texas, which I'm in the Cedar Park, right on the border with Austin, Texas. And so be sure to, if you're going to get out there, it's now muggy, so the sun is out a little bit, and so it's steaming everything that's out there. So be sure and stay hydrated. Oh, and here's a perfect example of reusing something that we found. So my walking buddy and I found this. It's not really a Yeti, but it's a insulated water container. Still good. Still had the cap on it. It was dinged up, so it probably fell off of someone's car. So what I did is I went ahead and washed it again, washed it a third time with soap and antiseptic. Each time, washed it some more, let it dry for a week, and then started using it. Still holds the water, still keeps it cold, and I am 100% positive that there is nothing in there because I was really good about cleaning everything. Besides, it wasn't thrown away in disgust, it was just something that can be reused. So, this is one of the few and rare things that I will reuse. Most of the stuff I find I will not use for obvious reasons. I do use some of the shop rags again because shop rags are always good to have rags around to do stuff with. I do wash them, get them as clean as possible, and then I use them for all the dirty stuff that I do on the different projects that I have. Really good though. We did hit a kind of a mid-year record, so to speak, for cigarette butts. And one of the days there did have 100 cigarette butts, which is unfortunate. But like I said earlier, it always you always find cigarette butts. I would hate to have been walking in this neighborhood or walking in a neighborhood probably 20 years ago when smoking was a lot more prolific. But it is what it is. So I'm there and I'm picking them up and I'm doing what I can. I'd like to thank everybody who honks and waves and says good job. One guy who was like, "You're badass." I want to thank everyone who stops and does that. I appreciate it. Not looking for it, but it is appreciated when I do get it, and keeps me motivated to keep going. So I am working towards other goals as well. So I hope I will be able to continue without any health issues, so that I can just keep getting better and better at it. So, all right. So there's your trash in the hood. We're gonna move on now to our Zen moment. We're gonna see if I can generate something that will celebrate 200 episodes of Javier in the Air. So check it out. Hey there, so I hope you liked my Zen Moment to celebrate 200 episodes of Javier in the Air. And that last bit was me originally AI generated as a Viking, and then I found another site that took that image. Now, that image is probably 3, 4 years old, and I took that image and I had it AI generate me laughing and smiling into the camera. So let me know what you think, because I really think that worked out pretty good. I tried another image, and it turned one of the people there. Um, it took artistic license, and so it really didn't look like her. So I have it, but I don't like it. So I'm hoping maybe I can find another image of the couple that I was trying to do this on, and see if I can get them to show up better. So regardless, let me know what you think. All right, so now we're going to go into our gardening stuff. So let's just get to it. All right. Well, it turns out I didn't have the uh, images that I thought I did, so I'm just gonna have to talk it through. So, luckily enough, my garden seemed to be growing, at least two of them, but I found out why the third one wasn't. Damn it. Okay, so the first bed, hopefully I can get some roses going there. My walking onions are doing fantastic. Um, and I planted something else there, but nothing else seems to be coming up yet. The tomatoes are in a weird spot. They don't seem to be growing, or they grew up, but then they don't seem to be growing tomatoes. So I want to go look at them after this uh, show, after this recording. That's the word, and then see how it looks. And then I'll give you a gardening hack that I came across for garden bed number 3. So garden bed number 2 was taking off like gangbusters. It also had some morning glory in there, which unfortunately was beginning to choke out some of my melon vines. So I pulled them out. I kept one and seen if I've been told I can train them to stay away from my plants. I don't know if I did it right or not. However, they were beginning to choke out some of the other plants that were growing there. Now, in that garden bed is a bunch of different types of melon, also some other a dwarf kiwi, but I don't know if that's even taken hold. And so it's been unfortunate. But I do have a tiny melon now. It's like a melon for a mouse, but it's beginning to grow, so I'm happy with that. I'm getting some growth out of there. So we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks and months. Okay, so garden bed number 3 has been a real sad thing for me. I've planted everything from A to Z in there to try to get it to grow. And what I was noticing is that I was getting these huge holes in there of somebody digging and digging in there, some creature, some animal. I think I mentioned it last time. It's just was just as bad this time, and I couldn't figure out what to do. So I finally got mad. In fact, what I did is I took 2 sweet potatoes that I had forgotten were on my counter and started growing eyes, and I took them out there and I planted them. Well, lo and behold, whatever's digging in there dug them up, kind of nibbled on them, and then threw them out of the garden bed. So I was in disbelief, so I went and planted them again. Very next morning, very next morning, they were tossed out again. So I decided, okay, let me see what I can do. So I looked up and I found a natural hack for gardening that seems to work so far. I'm going to go out and see. I haven't looked out there today. I've been working on my other projects. But what it is you take Irish Spring, that's right, the soap from Ireland, Irish Spring, and you whittle or carve or whatever you want to call it, shave off some pieces of that soap bar and put it around your garden bed. Now it doesn't harm the plants at all, and the animals do not like that smell, so it drives them away. So I did put some on there a couple of days ago. I looked out 2 days ago, and I replanted stuff. I got so crazy. I just planted. I had like 3 packets of seeds, 4 packets of seeds for dwarf trees, and I just threw them all in there because I said I don't care if something grows, I'll start figuring out how to transplant them or how to get them so that only a couple are growing. But if I can get growth, I'd be happy. So I threw all those seeds in there, covered them up, put the shavings on there, and I'm gonna go out here in a minute and see what I got, and I'll start taking photos if I got anything. Now, like I said, 2 days ago I looked out there and nothing was disturbed. I haven't had a chance to look out there today, so I will go out there today and see what I can find. So my grapevine seems to be taking off. It's really liking this bits of hot and then a little bit of cool in the morning and late evening, and then some rain that we've been getting the past couple of weeks. Some of the grapes, the little grapelets as I call them, they're hard and green right now. They're not growing into a grape yet. But again, I haven't looked since yesterday, and sometimes they grow very quickly. Some of them have like dried on the vine, so I've picked those off. I've also done a little bit of pruning because you need to prune a tree, a fruit tree, or a fruit vine, or a fruit bush to try to drive the energy of the plant into making fruit and not just making branches and leaves. So I did some pruning on that about a week ago. So we'll go out there and I'll take some photos and see what I got. All right, so that's with the gardening projects. And oh, I do have that one blueberry bush that's been growing in the pot, and I've been nibbling on blueberries here and there. It's not enough to satisfy me, but I'm happy that I'm getting some. My cherry trees have not taken off as much as I would like, but they seem to have taken root, and that's what's important. I know it's going to be a couple years before I get fruit anyway, but I want to get them established, especially before the next cold snap, which is months and months away. But I want to get it established in there, so I've been really monitoring them well and hoping that they do well. All right, so let's go to our house projects. Okay, so welcome to my upstairs. So upstairs is really just a short hallway that has four doors to it. Three of them are rooms and one of them's a bathroom. So this is door number one. This is on the um, street side facing of the house, and this is my office. So I went ahead and I ordered some overlays the other day from Amazon. About a month ago actually, and I saw different overlays, and I saw this idea before on YouTube and on Pinterest, and I thought it would be great to try it out. So I got this, and I did this overlay on here. So what you have to do is you have to clean the door really well, make sure there's no marks or oil or grease on it, and then you apply it. This one is just like a kind of a weird door to a outside. So this is door number two. So door number two, I did the same thing. This opens up to the spare bedroom. This also faces the street. And I went ahead and got an overlay for this. I washed down the door. By the way, door one and door two were done yesterday, the 25th. And so I washed it down. Now what I had to do with this is I took a razor blade to make the door as smooth as possible because there were little paint bumps. So door number two, I got this interesting overlay on here. Now this is a vinyl overlay that you use, and you use like a not quite a squeegee, but an applicator that is a very smooth piece of cardboard that you use to smooth the vinyl to make sure it's sticking to it. So again, wash the door down really good. Used a razor blade to make it nice and smooth, and then applied the vinyl. Now, this morning on the 26th, this is door number three. This leads to the master bedroom. So I wanted to find something interesting for it, and I thought it would be cool. I read a different way to apply the vinyl than I did the day before. I thought it would be a little bit easier. It turns out it was way more difficult. So what it said to do is find dark lines or lines where you can cut and apply the vinyl so that it comes out smoother and straighter, because the tendency of a something that's about 53 inches high is that you start losing that straight edge, even though most people don't. I know I was having terrible trouble with it. So it seems to look good. If you look up real close, if you're actually at my bedroom door, you'll see the issues that I had. But it turned out pretty good. So that was like a seascape. This was door number four. This leads to the guest bathroom. And again, this one, washed down the door, got rid of all the marks and greases on it. Took a razor blade to it lightly. There were some paint bumps on the door itself, but nothing too crazy. But I shaved it down so that it was as smooth as can be when I applied the overlay. So now this overlay, I know you're thinking, why would you do books when it's a bathroom? But I just thought it would be interesting to do it anyway, and not for the office. Yes, I know people. I'm sure I'll get a lot of people asking, why didn't you do it for the office, dummy? But I wanted to do it for the bathroom, so I applied this to the bathroom, and it turned out really, really good. Even though you, like I said, there's marks that you can see when you get up close, but from the camera's eye, it looks fantastic. Sorry, so I guess I had difficulties taking pictures of the garage as well. So what I've been doing in the garage is, as you saw before, the wonderful, fantastic workbench that my uncle gave me. I put where I wanted it. I've been using it already, putting stuff on there and trying different things. So what I've been doing now is organizing the garage. Continue organizing the garage by moving stuff around and trying to figure out what I want to do, um, and take to the shed. Now, the shed's a different story. I'm going to have to do some. I can't necessarily level it. But I need to figure out somehow what I can do to get it more level. Plus, because it's not level, the top of the roof is beginning to show gaps. So I need to find a way to see if I can level it, and then see if I can fill in the gaps, or if the gaps close when I level it. I haven't seen any critters in there yet, and that's because I go in there quite a lot, and I spray down with mint. There's a helpful hint for you too that I do in the garage and the shed. If you're having a lot of issues with insects and bees, and well, not bees because they form hives and they don't really go into my garage or shed, but if they go into yours, and but you have wasps and maybe some mud daubers and maybe some hornets, and but you have a bunch of spiders because they're collecting all the insects. Now, if you like to keep the spiders there, that's all good. But I have a rule with spiders, and they know the rules, and I don't want them in my garage or my shed. So what I do, rather than try to hunt them down and rather than try to hurt them, I just keep them out of the garage and the shed. So what I do is every couple of weeks is I take a spray bottle and I take some warm to hot water, a couple of drops of mint oil, and I will go and spray around the entire interior part of the garage and on the shed itself. So what mint oil does is it drives the insects and animals away. They don't like the smell of the mint. I think it smells fantastic. It is a non-toxic mint. I wouldn't recommend. It's not meant for cooking, but it's so I wouldn't drink it. But it's okay if it gets on your arms and skin when you're applying the spray bottle. So apply it liberally. I use up the entire spray bottle when I do the garage, and about half the spray bottle when I use the shed. Make sure it really breathes in that smell of a mint by the time you leave your garage and your shed. And you'll notice that the critters have gone away. They won't form any nests in there, and they will just stay out. So it's a good handy dandy trick. So what else in the garage? I'm beginning to move some stuff around because I think I'm getting ready to resurface the garage again. I've done it before where I washed it down thoroughly, used a little muriatic acid to get rid of oil spots that were there, and then I applied a cement stain with some paint flecks that gives it a little bit of a grip to it. You can buy both at your paint store or your hardware store. You add it to the paint, or as I did, is you apply the stain, and then you apply the flex to it, and it sticks to the. You want to do it right after you apply the stain. So I think it's time to do that again. I have washed the garage floor before, so it looks good, but I just think it's time to surface it, to surface it again, or stain the surface again. It's also time to do it again for the garage, for the driveway. So those are two projects I'm looking at this summer. So now, why don't we go ahead and get to our last segment? I hope it works out. This was something that both James Pavlovsky and myself thought up. So I'm going to see what I have in my liquor cabinet and make a cocktail for Spirit Times. So here we go. Hi, welcome to Spirit Times Cocktail Edition. So, James Pavlovsky, my neighbor, and myself, actually more him than I, came up with the great idea, why don't I do cocktails, like true cocktails, and make a cocktail on the show, as opposed to just, doing a liquor or a liqueur when it came to that part. So I thought I'd do this. So I wasn't as prepared as I thought I would be. Plus, some of my alcohol is actually out, and someone put back empty bottles. So I didn't have what I thought I had. But I did have enough to make a melon ball. So here is a melon ball. So I have a very small shaker tin. You see it's tiny. Look, here's my hand. So you see how tiny that is. I'm going to put in some ice. I already have some orange juice in there, by the way. It calls for orange juice. So a melon ball is Midori liqueur, some vodka, and then orange juice or pineapple juice. So I happen to have the last of this pineapple juice I just happened to be drinking last night. I said orange, it's pineapple, especially now that I look at it. And so it's those components. You mix it up, you pour it over ice, and you enjoy it. So I'm going to do basically what is a half cocktail. So instead of a full shot, I'm going to use a half shot because, and here's the shaker, by the way, half shot, full shot, however you want to do it. So I'm going to get my vodka, which, by the way, people who know me very well know that I am not that much of a vodka drinker. So the fact that I am making a melon ball using vodka is in and of itself a surprise. So I'm going to get my half a shot. Be real careful and pour it into the container. I'm going to put that back up. I'm going to get my Midori. For those of you who have not had Midori before, Midori is a honeydew melon liqueur. And they also then, to really drive it home that it's honeydew melon, they dye it orange. Green. Dye it green. I'm not losing my mind, that's green. So, went ahead and opened this now. I'm going to pour myself a half shot of Midori. So now, once again, let me remind everyone, please drink responsibly. If you are underage, don't drink at all. I do not condone underage drinking. And for those of you who know me, shut up. Especially if they know me when I was a teenager. So, all right. Putting the lid on. Oh. Make sure that lid's on. I don't want it to spill everywhere, so I'm not shaking it as vigorously as the bartenders would. Get that nice and mixed together. So now you have the ice, you have the pineapple juice, you have the Midori, and you have the vodka. Hopefully you've mixed it up enough. I'm taking the little thing off because there's a strainer, as you can see. And I am going to pour it into my container. Now I may have been a little bit too generous with the pineapple juice. But there you have it. There you have it, folks. First at Javier In The Air, cocktail in the air. This is a melon ball. Let's see how I did. That's really good. Yeah, pineapple juice, really on the extra sweet side, so that made it really good. I'm not gonna give thumbs up because critiquing myself, and of course I'm going to give myself 10 thumbs up. But it is a good cocktail. I will be doing other cocktails from now on for the foreseeable future. If you have a cocktail you'd like to see me try, I might do it in a bigger environment so I can have more of the actual shaking and going on and everything to it. Let me know. But here is number one for the 200th episode, and here it is, our melon ball. And thank you very much for watching. Still, still working on it. Um, If you have a special drink that you'd like me to show, like I mentioned earlier, that you'd like me to preview and have on the show, just let me know so I can make sure and get the ingredients beforehand. If you'd like to be on the show, something that you're passionate and want to talk about it, please feel free to contact me and I'll get you on the show. If you'd like to be a host of the show, a co host, please let me know and I'll get you on for a couple episodes at least. We can talk about various things and see how that goes. So, I hope you enjoyed this 200th episode of Javier in the Air. Please let me know what you think. You can send it to it here on my YouTube channel, Javier in the Air. That's handle Javier in the Air 01. Or you can reach out to me at how you know to reach out to me: Facebook, Instagram, um, smoke signals, semaphore, Morse code. However you know how to do it, that you know that I'll get to it. Just let me know. All right, everyone. So have a good rest of your day. Hopefully, you'll stay cool in the upcoming days. I think it's supposed to rain in this area, so that'll be nice. I hope your gardening's going well, and I hope everything else is going well for you as well. So I'll see you again next time on our 201st episode. Thanks a lot, everyone.